Why is Princess Luna a teenage anthro in my life now? Chapter 2. You were up all night, turned me into an actual midnight fang, and came up with an idea of your own. Today will be interesting. Seth woke up the next morning before the sun rose, an unusual feat for him. "What?" he said, yawning as he looked at his clock, which read 5:23 a.m. in large characters. "More time to be Midnight Fang." When he got up, he started to put his getup on, starting with his wings, but he found that they wouldn't fit right. "What the?" he thought. Running his tongue across his teeth, he felt fangs, but... I haven't put on my fangs and wings yet. Not having enough time to think, he raced into the bathroom and looked into the mirror. Oh my... A real-life Midnight Fang was glaring back at him with his glowing crimson eyes. "Luna?"
Yes?
"What the hell happened to me?" he said, putting his glasses and running to her.
Well, you must forgive me if I have done wrong, but you said that you enjoyed being Midnight Fang, did you not?
Well, yeah, but... It hit him, what she must have intended to do. "What were you trying to do?" Midnight said, holding his thirst.
You said you looked like the character, and I simply thought you may be happier if you were Midnight Fang rather than changing your appearance.
"Luna," he replied to her statement. "Luna, Midnight Fang is a vampire. Vampires drink blood. From other people."
Shit.
She said after a minute. "Yeah, and I'm kinda thirsty right now."
Oh? Well, how do...
"We bite on our victims."
I suppose I have cornered myself.
She said, holding out her arm.
This won't hurt terribly, will it?
"Varies," Midnight said, biting down on a vein in the middle of her lower arm, causing her to wince as he drank for a few seconds. "Sorry," he said, once he finished. "But I'm pretty sure I just can't walk into a hospital, a blood bank, and say, 'Oh, I'm a vampire now because of a pony princess from another universe. Gimme blood to drink.'"
Well, you still have those bags from last night, correct?
She asked as he started wrapping her arm. "Well, yeah."
Are they still full?
"Well, not counting on the one that I drank, yeah."
Then I may have a spell to turn them into blood for you.
"Okay, it's in the refrigerator." She took the bags of soda out and turned a few of them into blood, testing her spell by putting a drop from each bag on her finger and rubbing it onto the sink.
I believe this shall suffice,
she said, putting everything back when she was done. "Okay, good. Now, what do you want to do today?"
Well, I watched some movies again, namely The Croods, and I believe I have came up with an idea of my own for your cosplay.
"Well, that's good. Can I see?"
Forgive the crudity of this, but I believe a cave-time version of myself would be an interesting endeavor,
she said, handing him a few sheets of paper, each with designs crudely drawn on them.
If that fails, then I could try the scientist from another show.
"I can, oddly enough, sees you doing that," Midnight said, turning to the clock and getting his phone and keys from the counter. Either way, there's a costume shop in town, plus we can get breakfast while we're out."
My attire is fine for the occasion, yes?
Midnight could tell that she hasn't been able to change clothes yet, even if last night's events hadn't played out with him as the person to take the Lunar Princess in. "We really gotta get you more clothes. A single dress isn't enough. You need 2 or 3 days of clothes at minimum." Midnight got an idea. "Hey, you might be able to find some things you like to do while we're out. We'll make a day of it."
I'm willing to try this,
Luna replied, beginning to get a modern mindset as she smiled at the proposal. "Now, there's a restaurant a few miles from here, not the one from last night. Traffic shouldn't be that bad, so we'll be fine," he said, leading her out of the apartment and to the elevator. On the way down, Luna asked about the gadgets Midnight was carrying. He explained that the black slab was his Motorola Z3 smartphone, which did hundreds of things, and his Zune and headphones being how he listened to music, and his watch, which kept track of time as did basic math. All of this made Luna amazed.
You know, flying is faster than walking, Midnight,
Luna said as they went through the rotating door. But a Porsche 944 is faster.
What is a Porsche 944?
She asked, mispronouncing the 944. Well, it's a car. Cars are like, chariots and carriages, except they have 3 pedals and move under their own power.
Well, why do they have pedals?
Luna asked as they made it to his car. Well, to make it stop and go?
Then, what is the third one used for?
It's complicated, but you use it to get to the next speed group, up or down. You have to move a lever to actually change them.
Oh, okay. I think I understand the basic premise of one now.
Well, alright, he said as the two got in. So this weekend, I'm gonna have to teach you how to drive.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Luna replied as Midnight locked the doors and began to leave the parking lot. Music? He asked her.
Yes, please.
He then put a cassette in the tape deck and You Spin Me Right Round Like a Record began to play after a few moments.
What's the name of this song?
You Spin Me Right Round Like a Record. Luna took an interest in the interior of the car and how Midnight was operating it. Within the first 10 seconds, she knew the weekend would be an interesting one at the very least. It took a while, but they finally made it to breakfast. It was at this place called Tony's Pizza. And this is it, Midnight said, taking street parking and shutting off the car. Just flip the pig and pull the lever to open the door. The two made their way inside into a table. Moments later, a woman dressed as Yang Xiaolong from Ruby walked over to them and took their orders. 2 Dr. Peppers and a large cheese pizza for both of them, which she enjoyed. Don't worry about a thing, Lou, Midnight said, leaving $5 onto the table, then paying at the counter.
Your friend is really into the whole Princess Luna thing, huh?
The girl said, even having somewhat of the character's accent in her voice. Yeah, Midnight said, laying down $25. Kinda how we met. Anyway, keep the change.
Oh, thanks,
she said, as he went back to the table to get Luna. Alright, he said as they got into the car. I'm gonna park in a garage and we can just walk, or however. Good?
There are so many things here that I was never, in my wildest dreams, would have imagined experiencing.
Well, like what? He started the car and got out onto the road.
Well, pizza, soda, movies, TV shows, all of your luxuries that you have in your world, whereas in mine, everything is hoof-made and hoof-ran. The closest we have to any of what you showed us are plays, and they are pale in comparison to what you showed me last night. Not to mention what every pony else here is dressing up as.
Luna caught herself.
Well, is every pony the correct term?
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
You have a rather lax set of rules here, Midnight.
Hey, well, it's comfy. A few minutes later, he turned into a parking garage, parked, and then the two of them began their day of finding the princess's interests. So, you've got an idea of what you want the dress to be like?
What if it were like the moms from the movie, and I were to get my mane and tail dyed with silver spots?
Well, if you like it, that's all that matters.